Hello, Paul here. Today I'm going to be talking about, well, there's a strategy that I've talked about in the last couple videos, and I'm going to be using that strategy for this video. I'm going to plug it in, but I'm not really going to talk about the strategy. I really want to talk about, if somebody wants to, there's two things that you can trade to make your gains. When you're doing it on Forex. You can either trade to make USD or you can trade to make Bitcoin. Now, for this video, I'm going to show you guys how to trade and make Bitcoin and how I do it. But really, I want to kind of teach you guys that you don't have to trade Bitcoin to make Bitcoin. During this time of year when there's a halving and the price is kind of going in all different directions until it starts going parabolic, people might be pressured, hey, I'm going to trade Bitcoin because, it's really having a lot of volatile moments. But I want to kind of teach you that you don't have to trade Bitcoin to make Bitcoin. Now, you need to get some pretty good results, you will need to target the assets that are, that move a lot, And the only other ones I could think that move a lot that are compared to Bitcoin is trading gold, and you can do S&P 500. And you could trade. I'll look at the charts for these, and we'll look at the formula that I've set up in the last couple days, and we'll look at some of the other assets and see how you can actually trade other assets and make Satoshi. Because at the end of the day, Bitcoin, when you trade Bitcoin, it's very volatile, and the direction it goes up and down, and it's kind of the movements are pretty crazy most of the times. But there's other assets out there to where you can trade it and you can make Satoshi. So I want to kind of show you the top assets that I trade to where you necessarily won't make, if you have a good trade with Bitcoin, you probably won't make as much, but you can still trade other assets and make a pretty decent amount of Satoshi. So the goal of this video is to make more Bitcoin but trade other assets. So I'm going to be looking at some other assets, and I'm going to be looking at the formula that I've been talking about in the last couple videos with the 3 combo strategy here. We're going to plug that in, and we're going to see if it works for any other asset out there and how it can help you actually make a decent amount of Satoshi. You can do this with USD, but right now for this video, I'm going to be talking about how to trade many different assets out there and make Satoshi. Okay, so to do this strategy completely, you're going to need Trade Locker. That's what you're going to be used to trade different assets. You're going to have to plug in a broker to Trade Locker, and I'll show you that in a couple minutes. And then you need TradingView so you can look at charts. And other than that, yeah, you can do Robinhood too if you want. That's another source of income if you do options trading. But right now, I kind of want to focus on trading different assets to make Satoshi. So for this to work, you need Trade Locker and TradingView so you can look at charts. So the broker that I use is this one right here. It's called Osprey. So what you have to do when you first join is you want to make an account. Now you want to go to account, and you want to go to this first option right up here. And what you want to do is you want to select your currency. You can do these currencies here, Bitcoin. You can do USD and you can do Bitcoin. Now what I have is I have a Bitcoin one and a USD one. But for this video, what we want to do is we want our gains to be in Bitcoin. So you're going to select Bitcoin, and then you just put your leverage there, and you create an account. Once you're done creating an account, you then need to deposit. So you go to deposit, and you go to deposit, and you could pick any of these. When I'm doing this, I do Litecoin because it's faster. So I buy Litecoin, and then I send it to the site. But you'll have to buy crypto from an exchange, and you pick any of these. And what you want to do is you want to go to platform. You want to go to platform, and then you'll select the exact platform. So you'll send your crypto to that platform, and once it's clear, whether it be Litecoin or whatever, it will convert over into Bitcoin USD. So it'll convert. So it will show you your balance right here. So you will have your balance up there. So, but what you can do is you can actually trade all of these assets. You can trade cryptos, energies, Forex exotics, indexes like the S&P 500, metals, US shares. So you could trade all that stuff. So the formula of this strategy is you could trade Bitcoin if you want to, but you go to Bitcoin here and you'll pick. What I like doing is I like doing 5%. Now that's just me. I'll wait till this gets to 5%, and I'll wait till it gets to 5%. I'll trade 5% of my balance, but that is just me. So you can trade Bitcoin if you want to. You can trade Bitcoin to make Bitcoin, but you can also do these other assets here. Now, what I want to kind of go over is the assets that I think move pretty good, and what I like doing is the US 30, and we'll look at the charts. I want to look at the charts, and I want to base it off of the formula that I've been talking about in the last couple of videos. So we got the US 30 here. It's pretty volatile. I think US 30, we got what else do we got? We got metals. We got gold right here. Gold's pretty good. Gold's pretty volatile. So pick your stuff, and you can also do stock market stuff. So you got US shares. You got Apple. Well, the market's closed right now, but you got Apple, Amazon. You got all these good ones here. Johnson & Johnson, Coca-Cola, McDonald's. You got all these right here. So if you don't necessarily will get if you can get a decent amount, but you can trade all these assets, and you can also do. I think I covered it. You can do the dollar, Japan, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500. The UK. I think I gotta look into all these. But personally, I look into the US 30. I like the US 30, but I also want to go over, I definitely want to look into the Japan, the NAS, the individual ones here. I definitely want to go back into them and look at them. So let's just skip this list here, and then let's just look real quickly, base it off of the formula that I've talked about in the last couple videos. Now, if you haven't watched the last couple of my videos where I plug in a 3 formula step here, let's real quickly look at a couple of these assets that I believe that they move pretty good. They move pretty good, and remember, when you're doing this, your gains will be in Satoshi, so you don't necessarily have to trade Bitcoin to make more Bitcoin. That's the whole point of this video. So, what I wanted to do, we're going to look at a couple of these assets, and we're going to see if the formula that I've been talking about in the last couple of videos works for a lot of these assets here. So first, let's look at the US 30 here. And if you saw my videos, definitely go watch them. And I talk about when to enter, when to exit. So what we would have done here for the US 30 is we would have entered when the 990.95 cross, and that moment was right here. You also see a cross happening with we see a cross happening right here with the 80 oscillator, so right about here. And then with the 1348, you see this is also a start of a good uptrend. So what you do in the strategy, and make sure you watch the last couple of my videos, but you basically wait for the 990.95 to cross. Now, some of them are going to be good moments. Some of them are just going to be brief, but those are your moments to enter, is when the 990.95 cross. And you want to make sure you look at your 80 and oscillator. And if I wrote it just off of this, it crossed here, and then we see the 80 and oscillator starts crossing right about here. So you would write this whole thing out. So this move right here is 140. This is with a 0.01, you made $143. With just now, the US 30 is pretty powerful. So I'm going to do this with a couple of assets to give you guys a general idea. But that's basically like buying $143 worth of Bitcoin. That's basically what that is. Your gains will be in about $143 worth of Bitcoin. So let's just see what happens again. I'm going to do this a couple times for a couple of assets here. But you see that US 30 is it's a pretty good choice for making more Bitcoin. So we see that the 990.95 is crossing, so you would come at this point. You look at your 80 and oscillator, you also see the red lines crossing up right here, so you would ride that one out. And if you rode that out, it from here to where it crosses again, so about here, this is about $173. Well, this is $173 of USD, but that is converted over into Satoshi when you're doing it as a trade. So let's just look at a couple more times, and I want to kind of quickly skim through some other assets here. Wait for the 990.95 to cross, which is right here. And usually when you do it on the hour and you find the 990.95 crossing, that is usually a cycle of it converting from, like down to up or up to down. It's usually a pretty volatile moment when this is happening, when you're finding this at a cross. It gets very volatile at that moment, but if you ride it out and you have enough, you should be okay. So right here we see the 990.95 cross, and we also see it on the 80 and oscillator, and you also see it with 1348 with the EMA difference. So you ride it out till the 80 and oscillator starts to touch the signal line, which is right about here. So this is about $329 for the US 30. So you would have made $329 worth of Bitcoin. So let's look at another asset. Let's look at the S&P 500. In Forex, that's the SPX. So this is another good candidate of making more Bitcoin. Now, you probably won't make as much as the US 30, but you will make some decent profit. Yeah, and if you can follow this formula too. So what do you want to look for? You want to look for the cross of the 990.95. So you go right here. The last time that happened was right about here. Now this is days. These are days apart. So I don't like doing that. I like finding the cross when it's the middle of the day or middle of a. I don't like holding on to trades. I just don't. So that's just me. But you see the cross happen right here. See cross right here, and what do you see with the 80 and oscillator? You see cross happen here. You see it crossing up on the signal line. So this is a 40. This isn't going to be a big one. This isn't going to be as big as doing the US 30, but you can increase your lot size to get the same results, but it's up to you. This is a $50 move. So this strategy alone will kind of help you make some pretty decent passive income. Now just focus on when the 990.95 across. And, it may be annoying that you got to wait all this time, but, I like doing it on the hour. You can go to smaller time frames if you want, but I find the best results if you wait on the hour here. So we're going to look at a couple here. Okay, so we got 990.95 cross right here. We see that happen with the 80 and oscillator. We also see that happening with the 1348. So we ride this one out until it touches right about here. So this move right here, well, this took 4 days. I personally wouldn't take that trade. I would do a day. I personally would do a trade, but you can do this if you want to, but I like doing a day. Now, especially you could be doing this with options with Robinhood as well at the same time. So as you're doing this, you could also be doing option trading with Robinhood, and you'd be doubling your money at the same time. But I'm going to try to keep this on a Bitcoin level here. So this is $136 in one day. So let's look at a couple other assets here. Let's see some pretty good ones. I want to see some ones that have some pretty good numbers. I want to have one with a big balance here. This one probably, let's do the UK 100. I believe, I haven't looked at this one, but we'll look at it. The UK 100. Let's look at this one. And let's see how much you would make trading this one. So you basically can trade all the currencies and ETFs and make a lot. So let's look at the UK 100 and how much you potentially can make in a trade. So it's pretty much the same here. You wait for the 990.95 to cross, which is right here. You see the 80 oscillator crossing right here. You see it crossing with the EMA difference with the 1348. So this is a good trade right here. You could start off right here, and you ride this out. Ride this out till it touches the linear line. I mean, not the linear, the 80 oscillator right about here. So this one isn't a big move. This one is $20 if you made that trade. So it all depends. Let's wait for another one. We see right here, we see it coming down. We see the 990.95 crossing right about here, and you see it crossing up on the 80 oscillator, and you also see it with the 1348 is crossing as well. So we come in here, you ride it till it touches, maybe right. So you come in right here, you ride it down, and this one's $14. So basically you turn 1 cent into $14. So let's look at, let's look at, I think the only other one that would bring any kind of big returns would probably be gold. So let's just look at gold. So let's look at gold. We can look at gold. Okay, so gold is probably the other one that I would trade with. I did try trading gold yesterday, but it didn't seem like that volatile, as far as making more Bitcoin, but you could just increase your lot size. But anyway, you can see how volatile this is lately. So you cross right down here, so you could have come in here. And you also see it crossing right here. See it crossing right here with the 80 oscillator, and you also see it crossing with the 1348. So you could have come in here, and you could have made, what is that? I think that's $187. So let's just see if we can find another moment. See the 990.95 crossing right here. We also see the 80 oscillator crossing up. It's kind of in the middle of a 1348 cross, but let's just look and see what this would give us. $16. I think that's 16. No, I think, is that 16? I think that's 164. You take all four of those digits, 16473. 16473 times one lot. Yeah, it's 164 right here. Let's look at a couple other examples. Let's see when it crosses. Okay, this is a good example right here. We see it cross right here, and we also see the 80 oscillator crossing up with the red, and we also see the cross with the 1348. So we wait it out, and this is see where we waited at. When does it cross back down? Right up there. Running out of screen space. Okay, so it crosses right here. Get in there. Right out. till here, and this is about $759. So it depends on what asset you want to pick, but you don't necessarily have to. The whole point of this video is you don't necessarily have to trade Bitcoin to make more Bitcoin. Now, before I go, I'm going to go over, we've gone over some of the stocks and all that, but you can also do crypto. Like I said, if you don't focus on Bitcoin, you can do stuff like Ethereum. You can trade Ethereum. You can trade Ethereum and you can make more Bitcoin, or you can trade other crypto assets and make more Bitcoin. But I kind of want to subject this video as the assets that are not crypto, because everything's connected to Bitcoin, and the point of this video is you can focus on other assets that aren't crypto and you can make more Satoshi. So anyway, the point of this video is to show you that you don't have to trade Bitcoin to make Bitcoin. There are ways around, and the whole thing about this strategy is when Bitcoin does its thing and it starts going parabolic, I would trade Bitcoin when it starts going parabolic. That's like the only time that I'll do it, because all the signs are there because of the halving, and it's going to go on a parabolic run. That's the only time I probably will trade Bitcoin to make more Bitcoin. And you'll make more as it goes up because the hype, and it goes parabolic, and you'll make some pretty good numbers there riding it up. And then you can ride it up when everyone starts selling. So those are the only two times where I would trade Bitcoin. Any other time, I'll focus on all the other assets that have some pretty good high volatility. But anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.